So today is my first live after a very long, perhaps a very long time, perhaps uh, five more than 5 months that I last live a video. So today we'll talk in English. Normally I only talk in Khmer, but in the future I might do in other languages, perhaps also Thai, and perhaps I hope in French too. But French I am relearning it. I have studied about 3.5 years, but I can understand uh, some texts, but I can barely speak French. Okay, so the special topic today is how to sing with emotions. So I will uh, tell all of you, especially those who are interested in singing, whether for recreation activity or want to be a professional. So for normal people, if you only want to sing like a karaoke, and then perhaps it's not really important to you to understand and know how to sing with emotions. If you are born with it, then that's perfect. But if not, it doesn't matter. But for those who want to sing truthfully, who want to be a professional, either a professional singer or recording artist, you have to know how to sing with emotions. I.e., you know how to tell the story of the song. You know how to do it. If not, what you sing, people can't really understand what's happened because it doesn't tell a story. If you look at a voice-over artist who reads the dialogues of the characters, you can understand what's happening. You can understand the emotions of the characters. But if you give the text to like normal people and they read it, then there's nothing comes out of that text. Okay, so the topic today, as I have briefly introduced, is about thinking with emotion. Hi, Donghas, but I'm not sure whether I can reply to you in this live. But I've seen you say hi, so hi. Today I will only talk in English. Normally I talk in Khmer, my mother tongue, as I am Cambodian. I am Khmer people. I will pick like maybe two ways, two methods, or like two what we say, like, okay, let's just say two ways. One, all of the two ways I know, I learn and I practice not by studying with other teachers, not like that, but because I applied it from my study of acting. Okay, so I will use it and then will describe for you. If you've never done it before, then perhaps it is a little bit difficult. But if you are like maybe you have sing for a while, then it might not be too difficult. Okay, so sing with emotions. How do we do it? I remember when I first learned singing, I've never before I learned singing, I didn't sing beautifully. My voice didn't sound as good as today. I learned the free singing online lesson, and then the teacher introduced how to sing with emotions. He tell that we have like to think about the situation, and but it's difficult. It's difficult for like a beginner to do it. If you don't know how to do it, like structurally, then it's difficult because we cannot see it, we cannot perceive it, especially for beginner singers. So how do you guarantee that when we sing we have it? We cannot see it, we cannot feel it from when we sing, but we can feel it from other singers. But it's difficult. So today I will tell all of you, okay, how I do it 2 ways. So the first way is in acting we call barrier, similar to want. Want is what you want. That is want in acting. That is let's say terminology or the terms. Want, and then there's a barrier. A barrier is like an obstacle, what that restricts or restrain you from getting what you want. So to sing with emotions, my first method is about barrier. You have to discover the barrier in the lyric. First, to discover a barrier, if it is too difficult, you have to first define, or you have to first find the want. What do you want in the lyric? Without trying to sing that the lyricist or the one who wrote the lyric try to want, you now seeing that after you read the lyric, after you analyze it, then what do you want? What do you want? And then what that restrict you or an obstacle for you to get what you want. That is called barrier in acting. Okay, so first, if you cannot get the barrier immediately, first you have to find the want. What you want. For example, you want to, what do we say? I mean that when after you argue, I maybe forget the word in English. After you argue, then you separate, and then you come together. You want, let's say you want to come together again after the argument, but perhaps you feel that you are wrong, or perhaps you think that it is too early, or perhaps you're afraid that your partner might not agree. So that is, that that is the obstacle for you to get what you want, which in acting we call barrier. So you have to find it. You have to read the lyric and then analyze it and then find what you want. And then there is a restriction of your want by something. Okay, so you have to find that something. When you find it, okay, then perhaps you have some feeling and then you try to express it. Okay, if you do not feel like anything, perhaps what you describe about the want and the barrier, it doesn't resonate with you. So you have maybe to change something, not change the necessarily change the meaning, but you change the expression. Perhaps your expression is just in the paper, it's not in it, doesn't invoke your feeling. So you have to try to phrase it. For example, uh, let's say you say you are important, but when you say you are important to me, then perhaps if you feel it, then it's okay. But there is chance that you don't feel it, so you have to rephrase it. Okay, from you are important to me, okay, to something like I can't live without you. Okay, so the first you are important to me might not resonate, might not make you like feel something, but when you rephrase it to I can't live without you, perhaps it is. This time it invokes your feeling. Okay, so you have to find the expression that invokes your feeling. Let me a few minutes, a few moments for to check. I forget to check it with the live whether the sound is okay, or because last night I did a live in Facebook. I saw that it was okay, but then after the live, uh, the noise of the fan is very loud. So okay, let me check it before I go too far. Okay, hello. Okay, hello. Okay, it's still, I mean, it's rain outside. I mean, it's rain outside. Okay, so again, first, the first method for me is to define, to find the barrier. If you, what is the barrier? The barrier is the restriction or something that restrains you from get what you want. What is want? Want is what you want, whether you want to tell her, whether you want to get back with her, uh, whether you want her to understand you, that is what you want. But there might be a restriction. There might be something that restrains you from getting to that. Okay, whether you think that uh, you are not, I mean, you are not, you should not be uh, forgived by your partner, or perhaps you are too to shame to ask her to get back with her, something like that. So you have to find it. The first method is better. You have to find it. Okay, the better. So as I have said earlier, for the better, if it doesn't invoke or it doesn't create any feelings in you, chances that what you describe, it stays only in the paper, or in my word, it floats. It floats. It means that it doesn't affect you. So in order to feel it, you have to rephrase it. Like I have given you an example earlier. If you say you are important to me, and then you don't feel anything, you might rephrase it to I can't live without you. So this might invoke your feelings. Okay, so if you perceive it, then the rest is your ability to express it. You have to sing from the feeling of it. And because singing is a performing arts, as you know, performing arts, we have to control several aspects at a time. One is your melody, another is your lyric, another is how to tell a story or emotion, what I am describing to you. And then another, perhaps you have to also listen to the music too. You cannot sing, express your feeling without regarding the music. Otherwise, your voice and the music, the background music, won't mix. Okay? So there are a lot of things to consider. So, yeah, you have to, okay, back again, you have to find a barrier and then rephrase how you say about the barrier. Okay, about the barrier to make it resonate with you. Yeah, something which is implied directly from the lyric might not resonate with you. Then you have to rephrase it. If you rephrase it, then you might feel something, and then try to think from that point, that feeling. Okay, so if you say I am very new, so it is very difficult for me to sing from any emotions. And then there is an exercise for you, which is what I have learned from playing the piano. This is called the principle of creativity. The principle of creativity is about expressing your emotion at any moment. When you are able to express your feeling or emotions, yeah, I'm not very clear whether feeling and emotion are different, but let's say that, okay, it's the same. If you are able to express your feelings at any moment, then you will be able to imagine a feeling and then express it. And if you cannot express your feeling, okay, at the right moment, for example, if you are happy now but you cannot express how you are happy in a song or in singing, then it is even more difficult for you to imagine that you are sad when you are happy and then try to express being sad. Okay, you get me? So you have to learn to express your feeling at any moment without trying to exaggerate it. For my experience, first, you might not realize, or you might not know at all whether what you try to express in simple melody. For example, da 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 da. Okay, you might not know at all whether it is according to your feeling inside. You might not know whether it is correct or not. Okay, you might not know at all. But remember, when you feel that, you try to, when you realize, because most of the time when you start to create simple melody by humming, by singing like I just done, da 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 da, something like that. There's an app update. Sorry. Okay, so when you try to create simple melody, not play music, you try to sing, but you have to make sound. Okay, da 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 da. And if I remember from my head, it is da da da. That is a song in Cambodian. But what we want is not that. Okay, what we want is you let your feeling comes out as a melody, simple melody. You don't have to make good voice or anything like that. You just say da 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 da. But remember, when you realize that you try to exaggerate, you try to make it sound good, then it mostly comes out of your head, or you try to make the sound out of a remembered melody, then it's come from your head and it's not come from your heart, which is the voice or the sound that comes from your heart is what we try to do, not what we get from the head. But when you started it, it is difficult. So only when you realize it that you try to exaggerate it, and then mentally think that you will not try to exaggerate anything, and then you continue. But remember, when you do it, when you hum or you make simple voice or simple melody, okay, you get mixed, or you just simply sing anything, remember to record it and then listen to it several times. Okay, you can record, for example, a few recording each day, and then try to listen to it. First, you might not know at all whether it is according to your feeling, but from time to time, after some practice, you might realize that, oh, this is a little bit exaggerate of my feeling. This is like a little bit lacking. When you know that this is like the right level should be here, but when you realize that here, okay, here I am doing this at this level, which means that it is over the right amount, then you have to withdraw some of it. Or whether you realize that here it is still here below the right amount of feeling, then you have to add to it. When you realize that what you sing is different or the same from your feeling, then this is a very good result. There's nothing more difficult after that, which means that you reach a certain level which is good already. And then what rest is that when you know that you are over, that you sing, the amount of feeling is more than what you really feel, then you have to uh, subtract. You have to get some of it out. And when you feel that what you sing is like it's not up at the same level with your feeling, then you have to add more. Okay, so something like that. And then you will know how to, you will from time to time be able to express your feeling. But if you're not a singer, if you do not, as some people claim, that talent in singing, and then you have to start from what I have just described. Make some simple voice, simple melody, or simple singing, or simple humming. It's up to you, but you have to record it and remember not to exaggerate. What I say remember, it's because most of the time when you start, you don't know whether you exaggerate or not. But when you realize that you try to exaggerate, just do not exaggerate. Let it out as it is. If you are sad, then let it be sad. Not try to imagine something different, because you are learning to express, not learning to express and to perceive, not try to imagine something which is different from what you feel and then trying to express that. It is very much more difficult, and it doesn't improve your skill. Okay, to improve, you have to learn to express from what you feel first, and then from after certain amount of practice, perhaps maybe 3 months, 5 months, 1 year, something like that, and then you will be able to express some imaginary feeling, which means that it is not the feeling you feel right now, but it is the feeling that you want to feel. Okay, if you are happy, you want to sing a sad song, then you have to imagine that you are sad here. But first, if you are not able to do it, you have to learn to express your feeling at any moment, not exaggerated. If you're happy, then express it as you're happy. If you are sad, express it as you are sad. Okay, so then back to I will give a short summarize of my first method. Is what is it? My first method is, okay, about want and barrier. Analyze the lyric, whether you read it as you read any reading, or whether you try to sing it to understand the lyric, and then find your want, what you want. Okay, as I have said, when you read it, it is as you write it, as you express it, not somebody write it. Okay, this is like a kind of acting. When you sing the lyric, you are the character in it, not, I mean, the story is yours. It is not stay as the story of the lyricist or someone who has written that lyric. No, the story is yours now. So what you want in the story, what you want, and then find what prevents you from getting what you want. That is called barrier. Okay, and as I have said, if you do not feel after you have said the barrier, try to rephrase it to find something that invoke emotions, feelings in you. As my acting teacher said, it should be something with emotion, or what do we say, some adjective with emotions, and not some adjective with what we say, the quality in your head, not something like that, something with feeling. And if you're not sure, as I have given an example, is you are important to me. But when you say you are important to me, you cannot feel it. Then you might rephrase it to I can't live without you, or I cannot lose you. Okay, then it might invoke, and when you invoke some feeling, you you feel something, and then try to sing from that point. uh, Imagine as you grab the feeling, you keep yourself feeling that way, like I cannot lose you, or I cannot live without you, instead of you are important to me. Because when you say you are important to me, you cannot feel, and then rephrase it to I cannot lose you, or I cannot live without you. And then when you feel the feeling of that phrase, try to grab that feeling, or stay feeling the same, and then try to sing from it. That is my first method. The second method is a little bit, in terms of explanation, it is a little bit easier, but in terms of practice, it is more difficult. What is it? Okay, the second method is thinking the storyline of the lyrics while you sing. Okay, as I have said, as a performing artist, for singers, you have to, okay, remember the melody, you have to remember the lyric, you have also to listen to the background music, because sometimes when you sing without listening to the music, your voice and the music might not mix. What does it mean? It means that it doesn't go well together. Okay, you can feel like the voice and the music like go separate ways. That is what I mean. So you have to listen to it. It's like you try to blend your voice to the music. Sometimes with like what we say, with too much emotions, and it doesn't sound good. So sometimes less emotion is better according to the music. So for singers, you have to also listen to the music, the background music, when you sing. You cannot just pick a microphone and then you sing. With emotion, you sing about the story, what happened, but you forget to listen to the music. Sometimes it doesn't sound good. Okay, so my second method or second way is thinking the storyline of the lyric when you sing. So how do we do it? Okay, I think it is a little bit difficult for me to give you an example, because I don't know too many English. I don't know many English songs. Okay, let me sing a little bit of it, so that I can explain to you better. Let's say I don't remember the lyric well, but let me start from the song Valerie by Amy Winehouse. Okay, I will sing a little bit of it. Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water, and I think of all the things what you're doing, and in my head I paint a picture. Oh, okay. I don't remember the lyric well, so I only sing a few parts of it, so that I can pick it as a example as an example for you to understand. So how do we do it? First, when you sing any phrase, well, sometimes I go out, and then your mind do not have to sing while sometimes I go out. Your mind sing the underlying story of the lyric, which is related to the lyric, but not necessarily the lyric. Okay? Confusing? Okay. Perhaps after you finish reading or you finish analyzing the lyric, you understand the whole story, what happened. Okay? So you might pick a situation in your head, like the song Valerie. Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water. You do not have to necessarily sing about the exact words of the lyric, but you sing in your head. At the same time as you sing, you think about the situation. Like, we have just talked last night, and then we had an argument. Okay, we had an argument, and then I have to go by myself. While sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water. Okay, or you can sing, think, not sing, you think. I mean, the underlying story of the lyric, the same as the lyric, it's okay, but you have to sing or imagine the picture or the movie, I mean the action of the lyric, not necessarily the exact word of it, but what we say, make in acting it is called a movie, like an action picture of it. You imagine the situation in your head, okay, according to the lyric. But if it is too different from the lyric, then it might make trouble for you in forgetting the lyric, or you go out of pitch. Okay, so you don't have to necessarily think the same as the lyric. You don't have to imagine the movie or what happened too different from the lyric. But if the same as the lyric, you don't have to sing the same, exactly the same. But if it is too different from the lyric, you might forget the lyric, or you might go out of pitch. Sometimes you still remember the lyric, but you forget the melody. That is what I mean. So you don't have to think exactly the same as the lyric, but don't think something that is too different. Okay? But when you sing, your mouth is try to sing out the lyric, but in your head you are thinking about something, some situation that is connected with the lyric. That is what I mean. Okay, so if you have never done it before, then it is difficult. It is very difficult. You have to be you have to go at the melody of the song. You also have to remember the lyric. Otherwise, when you try to imagine the situation when you sing at the same time, okay, at the same time, when you sing the lyrics out in your mouth, but in your head it is not really the lyric, but it is a situation or a movie connected to that lyric. That is making it difficult. Okay, and to be honest, I, as a singer myself, I think that to to teach or to tell you how to sing with emotion is something that is very difficult, and it is connected to the performing parts of singing. It's not connected to your voice. It's not connected uh, to sing on pitch or something like that, but it connected to how you perform the song out of it. The audience can understand your story or not. Okay, if you cannot tell the story, and then what the rest is that you have to engage with the audience. Okay, but uh, some singer might try to engage more or less than others, but if you are not a singer with choreography base, then you have to move the audience with how you tell the story or with your voice. Okay, so again the song Valerie. Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water. You can imagine now to go, okay, to go, not necessarily you go out, but now you are standing like at what we say, at the bank of a river, okay, or at one side of a river, and then you looked at the water. But sometimes, as I have said, if you think exactly the same as the lyric, you might not feel anything. That is what I have said. And then you can imagine something different by, because this is your story and you have already understood or you have already know the result of the story by analyzing the whole lyric, and then from that point you imagine according to the lyric. As I have said, well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the river, the water. I can imagine that I have just acted with you last night, and now I look at the water, or I am, or I regret arguing with you last night. Okay, I can imagine like that because I know the whole story. I know what happened, the whole song, so I can pick some of it and try to imagine in your head while you sing. Okay, so you might not be understand a bit, but in acting it is called thoughts or movies. Thoughts, which is you are thinking what you are thinking. For example, I have said about this in Reddit, the social media Reddit. For example, when you say when you are angry, it is not necessarily you are angry at any moment. No, something that make you react, and while you are angry you also think about something. That is called thoughts. In acting, what we think about situation or about character or about yourself is thoughts, while movie is simply thoughts with pictures. Okay, so for example, you are angry with your mom, but in your head perhaps it is not really, it is not just the feeling of angry, but you try to blame her. You think you blame her. Why did she do that without telling me? This is my privacy. Okay, why did she invade your privacy? you are angry, but you also think that why did she? Okay, that will make you angry. Similarly, when you sing, you imagine a situation happen. Okay, you imagine. It is not necessarily the same as the first method, which is try to find want and barrier, and then try to perceive some feeling out of it, and then try to sing from that point. Here it is not. Here it is imagine situation along with the lyric, but not necessarily the exact same words as the lyric. You are thinking about a situation that is related to the lyric. But remember not to sing something that is too different, not connected at all with the lyric, because that will make you forget the lyric, forget what your mouth tried to speak or try to think out, or to forget the melody, which means you are our pitch or our tune. Okay? Okay, let's say connect to two more phrases about the song Melody of Amy Winehouse. And I look across the water and I think of all the things what you're doing. And in my head I paint a picture. When I think, I don't have to sing about. I think about what you are doing. In my head I paint a picture. What I think when I sing that phrase, it might be, I should not have argued with you at all. This is my mistake and I regret it. That is the underlying story. That is what my head is thinking, but my mouth is singing out the words of the lyric. So, do you get it? Okay. So, the second method, it might sound easier trying to imagine the story line of the lyric while you sing. It might sound easier than the first method, try to find want and barrier and try to perceive emotion and then think from it. But in practice it is more difficult. And as in acting, if you practice several times of that song, you might know what to imagine when you sing. But if not, when you start the song, sometimes, like myself, I cannot get the imagination fast enough when I start to sing. Then when what comes out when you sing, you have to start from that. Okay, so this includes the topic that I have talked about, sing it with emotions. My first method, first way you have to find the want. What is the want? The want that is you as the one who will express your story. Want, what do you want? You want to be together? You want her to understand you? Or you want her to forgive you? That is what you want. Okay, so what prevents you from your want? That is called barrier in acting. What is the barrier? The barrier might be you are too ashamed of what you have done to her, or perhaps she now is with another man. She has a new partner. Okay, or perhaps you yourself is with another woman. So what that prevents you from your want is called barrier. And then from your want and barrier, you try to rephrase it so that you might feel something. And when you feel something, you try to express, you try to grab that feeling, you try to feel that feeling, and then sing from that feeling, sing out of it. And then, as I have said, if you cannot do that, first try the principle of creativity. Try to make the noise, whether it is noise, it is sound, it is voice, it is melody, from your feeling at any moment, but without exaggeration, without imagination. Because now you cannot try to express your feeling. You don't have to imagine something that you do not feel at the moment and then try to express it. No. If you are happy, then sing from that feeling of happy. If you are sad, sing from the feeling of the sadness. Okay? First, you might not know whether it is the same or whether it is right or wrong with your feeling. But from time to time, you will realize that it is not right. Okay, when you know that it is not right, whether it is over or it is, lacking, whether it is too much, then you have to subtract of it. You have to decrease it. When you know that it is not enough, then you have to increase it. So that's it. That is the first method. And the second method is you imagine the situation or the movie, what happens in your head as the storyline suggests or might suggest, but not necessarily the exact same thing as the lyric. You have your head think about the situation, or as I have said, it is called thoughts, what you think, or movie is thoughts but with something like action or like a video. Okay, if you do not understand movie here, like a video, something happen, you see like a rotating picture. Like I have give you an example. Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water and I think of all the things what you're doing, and in my head I paint a picture. Okay, so here I might not necessarily think, not one is think out the words of the lyric, one is think. You are thinking about, I just think, I just thought about last night I have argued with you. Now I regret it. I shouldn't have argued with you like that. But what I think out is the lyric of the song. But what I think, what I imagine the situation is not necessarily the lyric. But it has to connect, has something related to each other. Otherwise, I might forget the lyric. I might forget what to sing. Okay, or I might forget the melody, which means I might pause in a song, or I might go out of tune or out of pitch. Okay, so that's all for today. And if you are not sure or not clearly understand it, you can pause your question in the comment of the video, and then I will try to demonstrate it. But I have to remind you that singing is a performing art, and you have as a singer, or if you want to be professional, whether you want to sing in a band or you want to perform well or you want to be a recording artist, then you have to know how to sing with emotion. You have to know how to tell a story. Okay, whether you want to be a rapper, you also have to tell a story, but you tell a story not in a way like pop or rock singer. Okay, but you have your own style as a rapper, but you also have to know how to tell a story. And performing artists, we tend to we tend to coordinate several things at the same time, like a singer, okay, melody, lyric, or what we have just talked about is about feeling, singing with feeling, and you have also to listen to the music, and you might also have to think about how you move on a stage, which is choreography, and you might also have to think about how you gonna engage with the audience. Okay, so uh, that is a lot of things to coordinate as a singer. Okay, so okay, see you next video, and I hope you put some question in the comment so that I can answer or demonstrate to you more clearly. Thank you, and see you again. Bye. Okay, where do I have to press it? Here.